It's almost time to make 5-gallon batches of hard cider. So these are the two tests that I started a couple months ago. Let's check them out and see how they're doing. Welcome back, everybody. So this is an update on my two apple ciders. Now, if you haven't watched the first video of making these two, I will put a card up there so you can go check that out. So both of these were made from just store-bought apple juice. This one used the Old Orchard raspberry concentrate, and this one used the Old Orchard cherry concentrate. They were both started on 7/16 by the pieces of tape I have on both of them. And if you did watch that or you haven't watched my first video, make sure you label them, because as you can tell, I'll put a quick picture of what they look like on the day that I made them and what they look like now. So the raspberry is on the left and the cherry is on the right. The raspberry started out at 14 bricks and the cherry started out at 1055. Now, I did go back and look in my refractometer because that's what I used, and obviously they are different lines, as the 10.55 is about 13.75 bricks, somewhere in there. So they did start out different. I don't know if that's because I didn't mix them up and they should have been the same, but I can kind of see, because one's raspberry, one's cherry, that they might have a different sugar count. I guess I should have checked the nutritional facts on the Old Orchard to see if they both had the same amount of sugar, because if they had the same amount of sugar, then it's water or the amount of apple juice that I put in here. And as you can see, this cherry one is lower than the raspberry, so that could be why I fluctuated. But I would have thought this one, as being lower, would have had a higher starting gravity. So here they are. This is the raspberry. If we look at it, it is kind of your tannish brown color, just like apple juice. And the other one is actually clear. It looks darker. Yeah, I would say that the cherry looks clearer and darker than the raspberry is. Let's go ahead and get a smell. Definitely getting that like apple raspberry out of this one. Let's see if the cherry has the same. I'm not really picking up that cherry out of that one. I get the apple juice, like a hard apple juice, but I don't get cherry. So before we get into drinking these, as of right now, today is 9 something. Sorry. Oh, great. The 17th by my son just said. So 9/17. So this has been sitting for 2 months almost, 1 day over. So the raspberry is at 7.68%. And the cherry is at 7.32%. Both of them, when I took refractometer readings, came out to 5 bricks. So they both finished at the same spot, but because the cherry was underneath the raspberry, we are going to have a lower ABV beer, or cider. So let's go ahead and taste the raspberry. You do get that tart raspberry. It does taste good. To me, that tart raspberry takes over pretty much everything. The aftertaste, you do get a raspberry apple kind of thing. It's a little harsh. If anything, I think I might want to back sweeten just a touch with this raspberry just to kind of take that bite away. Yeah, but I don't think you could really ask for anything more. You get that raspberry taste, kind of tart, a tiny bit of apple juice, and as it goes away, it is like a raspberry apple juice in there. So I think that one turned out well. I think this is one that I would probably make in 5 gallons. Let's go ahead and try the cherry. You are getting a tiny bit of tartness with that apple juice in there. It's more of a fermented apple juice than anything. There is some tartness, like I said. I don't think I could pick out that it was cherry, though. Yeah, I'm going to go with no. Like, there's a kind of a fruity tartness there, but to me, that apple, fermented apple, is what sticks out. So I would say if you're into a traditional hard apple cider, I guess you could use cherry because it's not going to cover it up. But if you're into a fruitier one, I think that raspberry really helps us. I am a raspberry fan, so if you're not, you might want to try different stuff or different concentrates to see how it ends up for you. And that's the good thing about this. We can start this early. We can use store-bought apple juice and see how it turns out. This one is drier too. I better say that before I forget. Back sweetening. I think if you're going to do it with apple juice, you're really going to cut what cherry tartness is there. I would almost suggest on the cherry one that you back sweeten with the cherry concentrate. And I think it was an apple cherry concentrate. I think back sweetening with that might bring out that cherry flavor more in this one. Where in this one, I do like that raspberry. I would probably back sweeten with just regular apple juice in this one, just to try and keep that. And just remember, if you make this and that raspberry isn't that potent, or it's just perfect, it is going to dilute it if you use apple juice. So you might want to take some of that concentrate and put it back in here just to try and keep that raspberry. But yeah, I think the winner in this test is the raspberry. The funny thing also, it is carbonated a little bit. Like, I'm getting small bubbles popping. Yeah, in the back. Not as much in the raspberry as the cherry. Yeah, the cherry's sweeter. And I'm not sure how, but it is a little drier. I'm not sure how the cherry's sweeter when it tastes drier. But like I said, you're not getting as much cherry in the taste as you are that raspberry in the taste. So yeah, let me know what you're gonna make this Halloween or September-ish with your if I can even talk right now, with your apple juice. Also, if you do know, what kind of apple juice are you going to get? Our homebrew club does offer some apple pressing at a local shop, obviously Orchard, and they used to do like 25 different varieties of apples, and you could go there and pick what kind you wanted or a blend. I think this year they're only doing a blend, and it's like $3 a gallon or something like that, or $15 for 5 gallons. So it is cheap. It's a lot cheaper than anywhere else that I can get it. I think a couple years ago I paid $6 a gallon and I did 5 gallons, so it was over $30 to make 5 gallons of cider. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. Have you done this? And if so, leave a comment down below what you made. And until next time, happy brewing. If you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and thumbs up and check out some of our other videos.